Donald Trump speaks in metaphors and images. Build a wall thing. Donald Trump said this from the very beginning, we're going to build a wall. He said this in 2016. A lot of his opponents, after he won it and got installed into the presidency in 2017, they said, well, he never built the wall. He was lying about building a wall. Here's the thing you got to understand about Donald Trump. I've explained this 30 times. I'm going to have to explain it another 300 times in the future. Donald Trump speaks in metaphors and images. He is not to be taken literally. You can't take everything Donald Trump says literally. Most of the things that he says are metaphorical. They're not literal. In other words, they're directional. So when Donald Trump says we're going to build a wall, what does he mean? What he means is we're going to enforce our borders. We're going to enforce our immigration policies. And we're not going to allow the border to be so porous, such as just allowing people to come in and not doing anything to stop them or doing anything to deter them. That's what build a wall means. And Donald Trump is really good at speaking in metaphors and in imagery, because if you speak the way that I just explained it, that would go over too many people's heads, because it requires thinking and intellectual processing, what I just explained. But when you say build a wall, everybody gets the idea. That's the reason, that's the genius of the way Donald Trump talks. And every politician has to do this, by the way. You have to speak in images that people can get the point without you spelling it out. Because if you have to spell it out, then that requires people to think. And if you're trying to convince or influence 350 million people and you're challenging them to think, that's a bad idea. Donald Trump is speaking to the lowest common denominator of people. Well, if you want to influence 350 million people, you better speak to the lowest common denominator.